loves, it's Jazz. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on a brand new video. I want to give a disclaimer really quickly. I got the ice maker on, so if you hear noise, that's what that is. It's my ice maker. Also, you all know I am a brand new mom of 3, okay? So at any moment my newborn may wake up, or one of the boys, I gotta pee. And then over on this front street where I live, for whatever reason, they pick, any time of the day to come through here with loud cars. But I'm gonna do my best to talk where you all can hear me. And yeah, I hope you all are feeling good and feeling great. So today I wanted to talk to you all about how I decided on becoming a single mom, a single parent by choice. And I know some of you all may think, why would anyone choose this lifestyle? And I did not want to talk to you all about this because I don't like to put people in my business. I have co-workers that watch me, friends, family, and so this was a very big story that I just didn't want to talk about. And the reason I didn't want to talk about it, because I know how the internet is, but I know how judgmental the world can be. And it's when you're in those very uncomfortable stages in your life that God push you, because he like, look, if you don't take that step, I'm pushing you. And he gonna make sure you are pushed to, the best of your potential. It's for your own good, and me and him, we go back and forth all the time because I'm very stubborn. That's the Taurus in me. I'm very stubborn. I try not to be like that. I can't help it. But I just, when I'm in a situation and I'm uncomfortable, just like now, I'm fully clothed, but I'm sitting here feeling naked. Really quick, because I don't want to ramble. I just was like, God, I know he's probably going to be so proud, but also he wanted me to do this to not only talk to you all, but to carry the torch for single mothers, single women who feel so silenced in their life as mothers. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about how I decided on becoming a single mom. So I want to go ahead and start at the beginning. So I grew up in a city called Memphis and in a state called Tennessee. And so that's where I currently reside, in Memphis, Tennessee. And yeah, I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I attended elementary here, middle school, and high school. I had a father who is now retired military, but at the time he was active duty in the Navy. And my mom, she's a pharmacist. And so I had really great parents. I had parents with really solid and great careers. I had parents who told me I was beautiful and pushed me to my best potential, to be my best self at all times. I had parents who I could talk to, relate to, and I'm just very fortunate for that. But I do know that I struggle with love, okay? And so let's just take it back. So in elementary, middle school, I don't think there was any true issue with like self-love, self-awareness. I didn't know really too much like what that truly meant. I was always taught that, love yourself inside and out. Love yourself regardless of what the world may think, and believe in yourself, So in today's time, kids are like, oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, I need to do this. And it's like, you're only 11. You shouldn't even be thinking about losing weight. You should just be a beautiful, happy kid. Boy, girl, freckles, tall, short, whatever, But anyway, so I never had any guy issues, is what I'm saying, in those grades. I don't think I was allowed to date in those grades because my mom was strict and my dad was. Imagine having military parents. Something serious. My mom grew me up in a single parent household, and although my dad wasn't there, I still had a dad that meant business. And so when he would travel the world and come back in town, I would spend time with him, but it was nothing like having him in the home. And so just seeing what my mom went through and going through middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, and then college, I was like, something is missing, something not right. And so I couldn't figure out what it was for a long time. I actually had great guy friends. I never had friends that was like trying to like mooch on me or just wanted me for money or personal gain or sex or anything like that. Like, I had genuine guy friends. And so it wasn't until I got to high school when I was seeing a guy. I was about 16 years old, and I think this is around the time that I was actually allowed to leave the house and go out and hang out, but I had to be back home before midnight. Yeah, my mom was crazy. I had a curfew. But anyway, the guy that I was seeing at the time, he approached me about sex. I had no like true knowledge about it. Like obviously, you see certain things or whatever, but I didn't know how to like do the act and all that because at the time I was a virgin. And so I took the conversation to my mom. Me and my mom had that open door. She didn't judge me. She gave me reasons why I should wait. We talked about contraceptives, such as condoms and birth control. And I was just really happy to have a very comfortable conversation with my mom, when it comes to boys and sex and alcohol and condoms and anything we can pretty much chat about. And so she gave me reasons why I should wait, and so I did. And me and that boy did not work out, obviously. We only 16, I feel like when you're that young, you shouldn't even try to have a real relationship. You should just have fun and date. Like seriously, lock it down until you're 35 and then you could go into real relationships, houses and babies or whatever. I mean, not houses, real relationships, babies or whatever. And so yeah, like I said, she gave me reasons why I should wait, and I'm glad I did because I would have not known what I was doing, and he definitely probably would have not known, or maybe he would have known and still something could have happened, so I could have very well been a teen mom during that time, but I wasn't. And so, my hat's off to women who are or were single, teen moms, because I can only imagine, being at your parents' houses or whoever home that you're living at, still in school and having a little one to raise, But your story is still a unique one as well. So I get to college finally, and I meet Julian's dad, okay? So let me go ahead and put this right here. My children share separate fathers, okay? Yes, all three of them. And so I was 21 years old when I met Julian's father. His name is Mac, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. No need to put out a middle name, a last name. No need to really show pictures of his dad at all. Mac and I dated about a year and a half. When I met Mac, he had a daughter at the time. I won't disclose her name because that's Julian's sister. So Julian has Zara, but he also has a older sister, but he doesn't see her like at all because Julian's dad decided he wanted to just not be a part of his life. And it really hurt because when I met Julian's dad, I didn't have any children. I actually was a stepmom, bonus mom, whatever you call it, to his daughter, and she was 3 at the time. And so it just really sucked, and it really hurt that he would step away from our son that we both planned to have. Julian was not a surprise. We call ourselves being in love, in a good relationship, and we had a kid, And so that's why I just, really want to tell women to own your story and own your truth. If you know that, okay, you was in relationships and you had sex and you had a baby, it was what it was, And so, yeah, that was a very hard relationship. That's when I found out about drugs I should have never known about. And I'm talking about stuff that you shoot up your arm and your nose. And, his father wasn't doing those things, but he was around those things. Well, he began to be around those things when things started going bad for him. He started to treat me bad, and so I left the relationship. And it was just sad because when he approached me in college, I was at a basketball game cheerleading. He approached me after my basketball game. We hit it off and was friends, and we had a lot of things in common. And like I said, dated a year and a half. But within that year and a half, it's kind of like I settled. I settled on, oh, I won't find love. I won't be love. Oh, this is what love is like. And love is not hitting you, getting in your face, trying to choke you out, putting their hands on you. That is not love. And that's a lot of things that he was doing. And I later found out that he has ADHD and ODD. So that explains the hyperactiveness and the disrespect that he put me through. And there's no reason for that, whether he had ADHD or ODD or not, So I don't hear from him. We don't talk. It's like, honestly, I feel like Julian was just placed in my womb. Yes, intercourse was there, but when I say this man is not around, he's not around, And so, anyways, I waited a very long time before I got into a relationship with my middle child, Trey's dad. Um, that's who I actually got engaged to. I met him when Julian was 2 years old, and Julian is now 11. So he's been in Julian's life this entire time, and of course, raising his own son. And he's not on child support or anything like that. We have a very open communication line, and we have a very successful co-parenting relationship, and I thank God for that. I think God knew that I was gonna, of course, He knew I was gonna go through this, and He just put me in a situation where, yeah, you have children who have separate fathers, but you have a man here that's taking up the slack for them all. And I just thank God for that, because when I was going through the motion of doing this single parenting thing on my own, it was hard. Car broken down, flipping burgers, trying to continue my education, having my mom step in, having my sister step in, having my mom's sister step in, my aunt, to try and help me and have my back. So I thank God that I had a village around me, because if you don't have a village around you, it will be very, very hard. So single parenting is not for the weak. I can just tell you that. But it's one of those things that builds so much character in you and so much strength in you. So anyways, like I said, after not dating Julian's dad for a while, I met my fiance, and I thought, okay, thank you, God, I'm ready. This man has proposed to me. We're in love. I trust him around Julian. He's raising Julian, never gave me any vibes that, he would hurt me, steal from me, or anything that I had been through previously. Like, I felt safe with him, and I think that's like the main thing that women want to feel is safe with a man, safe and secure financially too. But we ran into some hiccups like any other relationship do. He was very insecure. He's a very tall and very dark-skinned man, like very chocolate. So women, and he's a heavy guy. He's kind of a big guy. And so I think that women used him for his money. They didn't really take him seriously, and he got picked on a lot because the color of his skin, and he was pretty much just used for his money. And when I came along and I was all in and rocking with him, and I wasn't picking his pockets because I had my own job. By this time I had got medical assistant under my belt. Especially after being pretty much a college dropout, I went back and made sure I got something under my belt. Although I didn't go back to a 4-year college, I did go on to get something under my belt. But yeah, I was a medical assistant by this time, and so I had, my own everything, car, home. It was just me and Julian, and I finally met, Trey Dad Marcus, and I thought, oh, this is the one. He proposed to me on Valentine's Day, and I thought this was it, and I soon found out, no, this is not. He had a lot of motives where he would, not want to talk, or when we have, arguments, or leave the house when we have differences, or accusing me of being with other men on my job, and just a lot of insecurity issues, And so we were able to talk those things out, and so now we can co-parent successfully. I think that if we would have went to like a relationship counselor or even marriage counseling, since we were engaged to be married, we probably would be together still today, but we're not. It's all good. Some people who know that we're together, like my close friends and his close friends or our relatives, they would say, girl, that's your husband, just give it time. But who knows, maybe not, maybe so. I don't know. I'm waiting on God. I'm following after God's heart, because I had wanted more than anything to be a wife. I had wanted more than anything to be a mom one day. And so but I wanted more than anything to really be a wife. I didn't want to have relations. I didn't want to have a body count of 3. That's how I was feeling at the time. Like I didn't wake up and decide, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be this and then. No, that's not what I had in mind. And so I believe that when I was being told that I was beautiful and all those things from my mom, I took it like, okay, yeah, I got the looks, yeah, I got the smarts, but I didn't have that self-love for myself. It was something I had to discover and learn on my own, and a lot of it came from the absence of my father not truly being in the home. And so when I would see my mom go through certain things, and she would tell me, when you're an adult, do better than what I'm doing. And I would always think, do better than what you're doing. You're doing great. That's what I was thinking, whether my father was there or not, because my mom was such an amazing mom. I didn't even have time to notice that my dad wasn't around, to be honest with you. She was that great of a mom. And so, but I did have so many areas where I was lacking love because my dad wasn't physically there and traveling a whole lot. And every time I met a guy, I would get a little clingy, or I would feel like, oh, this is the one. Because my mom always told us, to me and my sisters, to date with the intent to marry, or a man should date you with the intent to marry. And that's very great advice, but I took it more like, okay, every dude I meet is my husband. And no, every guy you meet is not going to be your husband. Some of them may just be your friend, some of them may just be your study buddy, some of them may just be the person helping you move in your new crib. You never know. So definitely don't think every guy you meet is your husband. It's toxic, and then you don't want to run across somebody that's crazy, and snap out on you because you don't want a relationship with them. So you got to be very careful when you're dating. And I know that personally at hand. People are into all kind of things. So moving on, I met Zara dad. Here I am. Well, okay, so I had Julian at 21 years old. I had Trey at 26 years old. And you all know I just had Zara at 32. And yeah, I met her dad. We actually attended high school together. And Trey dad name is Marcus, by the way. So Julian dad name is Mac, Trey dad name is Marcus, and Zara dad name is Darius. And I don't mind sharing pictures of my ex-fiance, who I co-parent with now, but I'm not going to share pictures of Julian's dad or Zara's dad, like, at all. And so anyway, Darius and I, Zara's dad, we went to high school together. And this situation just shocked me to the core, because when this person and I went to high school together, this person was fun, outgoing, witty, and cool, and just have like super good vibes. I never knew him to be anything like perverted or extra freaky or nasty or anything like that. But I soon found out that he was that kind of person. People are not who they used to be in high school and college. Of course, some people grow up and grow to become better, and some people don't. They're at a standstill. So when I met him, we started dating, I want to say, in late November. By the time January came, I was pregnant. Yes, that fast. We had no business having sex that fast. I remember telling him, hey, I used to be engaged. I got 2 boys, and I'm looking for something serious. And I was telling him, I'm not having sex right now. I'm on like this abstinence journey. And he's just like, okay, it's cool. But soon he started to, kind of throw things out there like, hey, I pretty much like want some type of thing. And I ended up falling into the situation, like, okay, just do it type of thing. Like, I didn't have enough strength to say no or something. And I remember when we went out on our first date, he was trying to get laid on the first date, and so that was a red flag. That was a clear indication, like, no, this is not somebody that you need to talk to. Yeah, you all knew each other in high school, but send him on his way. But I didn't. I had stopped talking to him for like a week and a half, and then I got back in touch with him thinking, okay, maybe he'll change once I really talk to him. Like, hey, you ain't getting no sex. Like, just tell him straight up, girl, you're not getting none. And so I tried to put my foot down like that. In some kind of way, I ended back up in that whirlwind of just sex. I mean, the Jezebel spirit, the sexual sins, the masturbation, the porn, all that kind of stuff. It followed me, I must say, from my early 20s up until just last year. And it's not because I wanted it to. That stuff was introduced to me. That stuff has been going on in certain parts of my family. And I had to break that. I said, I don't want that life for me. I don't want to be stuck in every damn hole, hanging from a light fixture. I don't want that. I want to eventually be someone's wife, And until I am their wife, I'm going to choose to be a single mom by choice. I don't have to co-parent to, 3 different guys. I don't have to deal with child support cases and take it off work to run the child support. I don't have to be up all night wondering what I did wrong, because I put my foot down, told these men, hey, this is how I'm handling things, and everyone is on board, with the exception of Julian dad. He's not even around, so it really don't matter. So I still don't have to deal with the child support, the headache, or none of that, because he chose not to be around. The person that is around is Trey's dad, and we co-parented very well. As far as Zara's dad, he do little bit by little bit, but I don't even trip on that, because I just feel like whatever. I got my kids at the end of the day, and I don't want a relationship with any of these men. Of course, they all try to come back, but I don't want any of them. And so with our dad, we went out twice. The first night he was trying to get laid. The second time we did an outing, he was trying to get laid again. And then it actually ended up leading to sex. And just trusted him way too soon. I should have known better. I don't want to put all the blame on anybody. I knew better, as a woman as well. When I decided to have sex as well, some of it was peer pressure, but a lot of it was a lack of self-love for myself. And it's so important that you have that love, and you're not looking for love in the wrong places, and you're not thinking every guy you meet is going to be your husband, and you're not feeling pressure to have sex just because a man say he going to leave you, because if he going to leave you, he going to do that anyway. He going to do that anyway. So you don't need to settle for less. You don't have to settle for that. What God got for you is for you. And we have to trust him even in our love life. And that's what God wants me to tell you all. And that's what God has been trying to convey to me for so long. And, we tend to trust him in every area. But our love life, that's a tricky one. And it's like it shouldn't be. Because if God is love, that's all the love that we really need, So if I left this world, I don't know, tomorrow, Lord forbid, I have experienced some kind of love, and I know love because I have God. And so, yeah, I didn't get teary-eyed on you guys, thank goodness. But that's pretty much why I chose to become a single mom, was because I didn't want to bounce around from relationship to relationship. I didn't meet guys who were for me, pushing me towards, my goals, believing in me, or anything like that. The only relationship that I really felt like myself just a little bit was with Trey's father, because we were engaged to be married. And he did help me when I was in college studying and stuff like that. But as far as Julian's dad, no. And as far as Zara's dad, I just look at that like not a one night stand, because we didn't have sex on the first night, but I guess you could say it's a 3-night stand. I don't know. It was sex. It was lust, And again, it was a spirit that I needed to break off of me. And so I just really was hesitant with telling you all this story, because I always be mindful of the content that I put out, being that I have co-workers that watch me, family, friends, and then I have my children who enjoy watching our channel together, and I always want them to see videos that they will be proud of. And so in doing this video, I wanted to say that my oldest son, Julian, actually asked me about them all having, different fathers, and I just told him the truth. And that's what you also want to do with your child. If you are choosing to be a single mom by choice, tell your child the truth. And I told him, your mom was looking to become a wife, and I told him, when you become a man, your body is for you and your wife. And I just told him, I did the best that I could, or that I knew to do at that time. Now I'm way more wiser. I'm way stronger. I consider myself strong, but if at any time something can tamper with your spirit, and we have the Holy Ghost in us. So if any time something can tamper with that, then it's not being strong, So, but I know what I know now, and I can move forward in my truth, and I can, just walk with my head held high. There's actually another part to Zara's dad's story that I want to tell you guys, but we can't talk about that today because we will be here another hour. But yeah, that's my reason for choosing to become a single mom. I just wanted to do it on my own. I knew that I could do it on my own. I didn't want to have to stress out about anything. Like I said, if I put anybody on child support, I still got to show up to court. I don't want to do that. If I need to do whatever I got to do, I'm going to do that on my own. Whatever the kids need, whatever they want, And I'm okay with that. You know, some people may say, but it's there, it's resources. Yes, and I've had all those resources, baby. I know how to get all them resources. I'm gonna tell you how to get it. But no, I just was like, I don't need the headache. We got one that ain't around. I'm co-parenting with the one that's in the middle, and the other one, he can do whatever he do, but he's not bringing drama to my life. So thank God for that. So in actuality, I just look at it as Marcus is the kid's dad. Every time I say the kids are gone with their dad, that's who I'm referring to, because he's the man that stepped up regardless of whatever was going on, and he's fathering all of my children, his own plus Julian and Zara. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. There's nothing wrong with becoming a single parent by your choice, because you don't want to be stuck on the government things that they give you for life. And there's nothing wrong with it, because I get those things, have gotten those things. And when I say I get those things, I'm talking about like health insurance and stuff like that. But if I needed to get any other resources right now, I will. So, but I just didn't want to be like constantly feeling like I'm stuck, because you feel stuck as a single parent. Oh, you got to get this from the government. Oh, you got to get handouts from people. Oh, you got to wait on a bus to come. No, you can get everything that these people have in a marriage. You know, and honestly, if I had married any of these men, imagine how that would happen, ended in divorce. And people say, oh, you know, choosing to be a single parent, your child gonna grow up like this, and your child gonna grow up like that. Okay, and your child can grow up like this or that in a marriage that ends in divorce too, you know? So, and that's not to put no shade on top of people who marry, but it's like, you know, just mind your business. But anywho, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, how I decided to become a single mom story. And yeah, we'll dive into some more chats in the future. All right, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.